Hi, welcome everyone to another podcast of Value Health. Today we have Danya, our certified health coach. Welcome, Danya.
Hi, Nadine. It's so great to be here.
Same. So, Danya, I have so many questions in my mind. I'm so happy to be finally connecting. We've been working together for a while with Value Health and your program. I personally have seen people I know that the before and afters of your program. So you really do put a nice touch to people's lives. So first, thank you for that.
That means a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so first, how did you get into this?
Wow. So I got into this basically.
And it's been a while, right?
It has been a while, yeah. So basically, I'll never forget it. When I was 13 and I got my period for the first time, I knew that I wasn't like these other girls just by the fact that they were getting their period every month and I was getting it every 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So to make a long story short, at a very young age, I'm talking 15, 16, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. But I was the very skinny type. So PCOS is a spectrum and not every girl has it the same way as someone else.
Yeah.
So my type of PCOS definitely wasn't induced by insulin resistance.
So, but this too, your period was irregular at 13.
At 13.
But you were diagnosed at 15, 16.
Exactly, because we always, like a lot of people say, بعدها مبلشة with her hormones and her cycle, give it a couple years, ترجع بترجلج.
But I can imagine how confusing it was that area.
So نطرنا سنة سنتين بس خلص لا I'm not getting a regular cycle ولا مرة شفت my period every month.
Okay.
وكان في excess facial hair. There was a lot of symptoms coming into play. But I wasn't gaining weight. So it wasn't إنه لأنه هي her مثلا excess fat or whatever or insulin resistance. It wasn't about that at all. So at 15, 16, I was diagnosed with PCOS and clueless. And I just said yes to whatever they told me to do.
Yeah.
Put me on birth control.
But I can imagine at 15, 16.
Exactly.
You know.
It was like, but honestly, at the time, it was the best thing ever. My facial hair decreased. I was less bloated. I was less anxious.
It fixed the symptoms.
It fixed the symptoms. I thought I was having a regular period, but obviously now we know that it's actually it's not a real period. But I was seeing it every month. So it's like, oh wow, this is beautiful. This is magic. I want to stay on it forever, right? Yeah. But then when I got married, and I got married young, and we wanted to start trying.
Three little ones.
Yeah.
How cute.
Thank you.
So PCOS doesn't mean no kids?
Absolutely
Smalla
not.
3.
Absolutely not.
Knock on wood. I'm not gonna move the camera.
Thank you. So I have my 3 little girls and I couldn't be more grateful. And that is
But your husband is very lucky because a father of 3 girls. We're 3 girls.
Really?
And all you do is بتغني جاي أبوكي, you know, like you only take, you know, he's like the most important person.
100% البنات لبيهم. صح. But they're my best friends for life.
Exactly. You're fun best friends.
Yeah,
sorry to cut you, but yeah.
So that was it. When I came off of birth control, all hell broke loose in my body.
Wow. And sorry, if you don't mind me asking, what age was that?
23.
Okay.
I never felt I could.
So from 16 to 23 you were, okay.
I was on birth control. 23 I came off of it. I remember it vividly لأنه I took pictures لأنه ما كنت عم صدق اللي عم بيصير بجسمي. Acne flare-ups. أوعى الساعة 4 الصبح. In the middle of my sleep. Rashes all over my body. ما افهم ليه كان في
بس ما بتفكري انه هالشغلات هرمونات like rash انه عندي الرجي
ابدا كنت فكر انه غيرنا اللوندري ديترجنت ما كنت I wouldn't associate it. Then when later on so life just really kept showing me signs كنت خلي قنينة الموارد حد تختي بس تحط موارد بنص الليل لانه ما بدي ضلني حاطه cortisone or something.
صح.
So everything, hair loss, and then obviously like a few years of infertility, right?
Yeah.
So went through the process of not IVF. Thank God. I had a really good doctor that told me you don't need IVF. I did have to have a little fertility treatments, but I did get pregnant without IVF.
Okay.
And then I had my twins. And everyone told me ليكي كيف هلأ من بعد ما تحبلي ومن بعد ما تولدي رح ترجلي your period. كل شيء بيزبط.
I've heard that.
أنا إنه yes please not
reset button.
مش إنه ماشي زبط.
ايه
95 يوم من بعد ما ولدت، من بعد ما خلصت breastfeeding. Still nothing. أنا خلاص تعقدت من hormones لأنه I had to take hormones before إنه for the fertility treatments. حلفت يمين إنه أنا I will never put hormones again in my body. Never, especially after what I went through after coming off of birth control, that purging period basically.
شو يعني purging؟ يعني كيف
Your body in the first few months is really just letting go of all that estrogen. ما هو with birth control, it's a pump of estrogen, right? So it's letting go of all that hormones that your body was used to. The first month when you're off of birth control, you don't really feel much. Second month, you don't feel much. The second month, you don't feel much. It happens post month 3, post month 4. And then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. When we get into it, I'm actually going to tell you that there are different types of PCOS. And there's a type where women actually who never had PCOS have it after being on synthetic hormones on birth control.
Oh, wow.
Imagine.
So there are different layers of PCOS. And do doctors treat them differently?
No.
Or they are seen all as same?
So all as same, and there is one treatment and one treatment only.
Birth control.
Birth control, metformin, and that's it. But Hela, we'll get into that. Yeah. So to cut it short, when that happened to me, I'm like, I'm done. And I decided to go into other methods of trying to heal my body because I didn't want to live that way for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
When I went into holistic nutrition, I just tried it on myself with the help of professionals and experts. Yeah. And in 2 months, I had a regular natural period, which I never saw in my life. My husband, yeah.
سؤال لنقول قبل ما تعملي الهيلث كوتشنج أو تتعلمي you know, healthy eating lifestyle. Would you say your lifestyle was very wrong?
صح.
It
very
was.
wrong.
بس انتي كنتي بتفكري انه I'm healthy.
أنا كنت فكر انه God gave me the most amazing gift انه أنا I can eat McDonald's and I'll never gain weight. I can wake up in the morning and have
It's
Nutella.
so funny, right? انه بتفكري لانه إذا بتسمني it's unhealthy.
صح.
إذا بتضلي ضعيفة you're healthy.
صح.
But there was an expression انه unhealthy skinny or something.
I was that. Yeah. I was the unhealthy, or what do they call it? Anyways, I don't know that, whatever.
It, but,
I was the unhealthy skinny girl. يعني you look at me من برا, oh wow, she's great. بس من جوا عم بتكسر
That's very important.
صح.
Very important, yeah.
2 months in, got my regular cycle, and then I didn't mention something. My immune system, all my life, was very impaired. I was known as the girl who was always sick.
Like flus and stuff.
Always. Like people in restaurants, because I was in Lebanon all the time, and you know me, إنه خلاص you become friends with the waiter or whatever. So he's like, شو اليوم شوربة عدس ولا إنه you're not sick today إنه لهالدرجة.
Stomach issues, so you had stomach
issues. It was throat, it was stomach. أنا stomach bloating. يعني even though I was the skinny type, I always was very bloated. So my bloating didn't go with حجم جسمي إنه ليش.
Yeah.
But anyways, the whole works. Within 2 months, got my regular cycle. Bloating started to go. My skin got cleared up. I was just feeling better and better every month. I was mesmerized. And I said to myself, if I get pregnant naturally, no fertility, no nothing, and I'm actually ovulating, I am leaving the industry that I was in at the time. I was in fashion. And I am going to study at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I'm going to get my specialty in women's hormones.
This is after having twins.
Yes.
Yani, restarting a whole career.
Exactly. Wow. After that, I did my specialty in women's health and hormones. And I got pregnant, and I was pregnant studying, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Smallah, very good. So, and you got pregnant naturally.
Yes.
Very nice. And the pregnancy, post-pregnancy.
Oh my God, amazing. A world of a difference. First, because I had twins, and then my third pregnancy was one baby.
Yeah.
And my twins were born prematurely.
Okay.
So a world of a difference.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And do you have twins in the family, or
no,
was it from?
It was because of the fertility treatment.
Fertility treatment. Okay, yes. Very interesting.
And because of PCOS.
And okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if we take things. Let's say we have someone right now, you know, struggling with fertility issues because they have PCOS, they're taking the hormones. What would you suggest what are the small steps we can start taking?
Okay.
Because I feel like it's very hard to, you know, stop things that especially the medical world tells you that you should be taking to be able to get pregnant. And I mean, I think because you learned it yourself, you took things under your control, you learned it, you understood it, that you were confident enough to say, I'm going to try this road, but like, and then see what happens, you know? What would you say for somebody who's trying
to conceive,
but is also still doing the medical part of it and the IVF part of it?
Of course.
You know,
I have
what
many.
can they do parallel that they can support their body with it?
Definitely. I actually have many clients that are currently undergoing IVF and decide to do my health coaching one-on-one program. And it's the most ideal scenario.
Yes.
Because you have your eggs and you have egg qualities.
Yes.
And as much as you take hormones, nothing is going to change the quality of your eggs as much as your lifestyle will. If you're taking hormones and eating processed food and sugar and junk and giving into every single craving you have, you are not going to get the egg quality that you want.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
And the best doctors understand this and say to their IVF patients, change your lifestyle, change your nutrition, stop smoking, stop drinking alcohol, act as if you are already pregnant. I always say this to my clients. If you want to get pregnant, act as if you're pregnant today.
Yeah.
And eat well and eat healthy and cut down on sugar drastically. It's funny that I tell my clients this. In the IVF labs, the technicians are not allowed to wear perfume, not allowed to wear scented deodorant, not even allowed to wear scented lotion. Why? Because the scent, those synthetic chemicals that give us this amazing scent actually affects the egg quality.
Oh, wow.
So imagine to what extent. If scents affect the egg quality, what will food do to our egg quality?
100%.
There are certain supplements that a woman can take, CoQ10, a lot of things that could enhance her egg quality. So these all do play a big role and they enhance her chances.
If we want to get into an interesting subject, which is epigenetics, gene expression. I don't think PCOS, let me now say, the science world might, is PCOS related to genes or no? It's part of a lifestyle.
So yes and no. It could be hereditary and you do see it at a very young age, but PCOS is triggered and can be turned on and turned off by what you feed it.
So this word, the triggered, I think that's very important because you mentioned something about gene expression. If we can just explain it to our audience in simple words.
Of course. Okay.
Because anything that is simple, we remember.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So Dr. Mark Hyman, which is an idol of mine, basically. He was one of my teachers, lecturers, and I think his philosophy is actually spot on. He always says that look at your body and your genes like as if you're a piano player and you're on a piano.
Yes.
You have 88 keys on that piano board.
Those are your genes.
Those are your genes.
Yeah.
You are the piano player, which you get to choose how you want, which type of music you want to come out of the piano. Do you want jazz? Do you want rock? Do you want hip hop? Do you want classical? And think of your life and your DNA and your body and your genes in that way. We now know that there is only a 5 to 10% chance of a human getting, like their chances of getting a disease or cancer or anything bad, la samhallah. They only have a 5 to 10% chance in terms of their genetics. That means that we have 90% room for control.
Yeah.
And we get to decide what our outcome is going to be since we have that 90% room.
You know, I feel the way we've grown up or the way things were before we found out about this, I think in our heads it was 90% is I will get it. 10% I have actually
حظي حلو و10% ما بيطلع لي
Exactly. But it's actually completely the opposite, you know? And I feel that is so refreshing.
مزبوط.
It's so refreshing because as long as I feel I am responsible of my actions, be it from nutrition, fitness, you know, or taking responsibility of my health for it not to get triggered, there is, you know, I would say you feel free.
صح.
And I think humans, we like to feel free. If we grew up with the thing of like, you have 90% chance of this happening to you.
Exactly.
Imagine how we would live our life.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's different from disease to disease, but that is the average 9. You know,
but I'm talking even the main cancers, breast cancer, colon cancer.
Oh, wow.
5 to 10%.
Wow.
90% room for control and 90% room for your genes to switch on or off based on what you're exposed to. What does that mean? What are you exposed to in terms of what is the food that you're eating? What are you exposed to in terms of the water you're drinking, your air quality, your stress, your sleep, your movement? So I always tell my clients in the beginning of our program, there are 7 pillars to a healthy life. And I'm going to mimic those 7 pillars as if you're baking a cake.
Okay.
Okay?
Very nice.
Let's say you're baking a cake.
Without sugar.
Without sugar. With coconut sugar, with dates.
Yeah.
So what is the most prevalent ingredient in a cake? It's flour.
Flour, yeah.
Right? Let's mimic flour to food. The most important thing that a person can change starting today is food. Make sure you're cutting out the processed food, the sugar, the etc. We'll get into that. But inflammatory foods mainly. But is only changing your food enough to determine a healthy life? Enough to say that I'm really living a healthy life? No, not at all. Just like you can't bake a cake with just flour. You need the eggs, you need the oil, you need the sweetener, whatever it is. Having a healthy life is the same. So food is the biggest part, but then are you drinking enough water? As important. Are you moving?
And putting electrolytes on your water.
Yes.
I think this is something, I mean, since I got into Value and we have, you know, we sell electrolytes, I realized how much of a difference it is, right? It's not like water is not water. Water, but I mean, it could be as easy as also adding salt to your water.
Exactly.
Like, let's say if I don't have electrolytes with me, I can't find it. I'll put, you know,
some Celtic salt
exactly
on
under
your
my tongue,
and it's good.
And then drink it.
Yeah.
And it does wonders.
It
like
does.
Things are not complex. I think. Yeah. Go ahead. Water.
So the 7 pillars of life are: number 1 is food.
Yes.
Number 2 is water. Yes, we do need to have electrolytes because the combination of sodium and potassium actually penetrates into the cells faster than just drinking water without sodium or potassium. Okay. And it's about the good quality salt. So Celtic salt, sea salt, even pink Himalayan salt. These are all great. And so food, water. The third is sleep.
Yeah.
A human needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
If we are running on less than 7 hours, I can't tell you how many people I know that tell me, Danya, I only sleep for 5 hours and I'm fine.
Yeah. I don't know. My body is different.
My body is different. I'm fine.
Your body is on a fight.
Fight or flight mode.
All the time.
All the time.
That's why you lost, balance.
Yeah. Your body doesn't know any difference anymore.
No.
And disease doesn't happen overnight. It's an accumulation of many years of how you've been treating it. So today you think you're fine on 5 hours of sleep, barely drinking 1 liter of water, eating takeout all the time, and you're still running and functioning, especially if you're young. And what's going to happen 10 years later?
Yeah.
Your body is going to decide for you. It's going to be like, all right, if you don't change, I'm going to force you to.
Yeah.
So sleep. And then another thing with sleep, by the way, is that we get the most restorative deep sleep from the time of 9 p.m. till 2 a.m.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And a lot of people fall asleep at 1 a.m. So, I mean, okay, I know it's very difficult for us to go to bed at 9, and I'm not saying to do that. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But at least I go to bed at 11.
Yeah.
So that way I'm getting in those 3 hours of deep restorative sleep until the next morning.
Yeah.
So that's very important to know. So food, water, sleep, and then the third is vitamin D. Sunlight.
I just did a blood test. My vitamin D is low. I need to supplement and go in the sun.
Yes.
Now that the weather got better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The vitamin D actually is one of your 7 pillars.
Yes.
Wow.
It big time is.
Very
For me, it is one of the most important vitamins in the body, and I need that range to be optimal So there's there's a big difference in terms of like Western medicine. If they see the range within the 30s, they'll be like, oh, you're fine, you're sufficient. For functional health, we want that range above 60, 70, 80. So of course it has to be between 60 and I would say like 90, not more than that, because then we go into intoxication.
Yeah.
But vitamin D when your vitamin D is good in your body, a lot of things work well in your system, your immunity, your hormones, etc.
Very nice.
And just 10 minutes in the sun, not more than that, every morning with no sunglasses on, to really, you actually absorb vitamin D the most from your face and through your eyes.
Oh, how interesting.
In this area right here.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes, not more than that. So the fourth is vitamin D, food, water, sleep, vitamin D. Fifth is movement. These are not in order, by the way. I mean, they're all as important to each other. Fifth is movement. So people that live in the blue zones, right? The people that live to 100, that Dr. Mark Hyman and Dan Buettner all studied. And they're like, why do these people live to 100? It's because in their daily life, without making an effort, they were shepherds. They were going up hills. They were holding whatever on their back. So they were having a workout integrated into their life.
Yeah.
All right, we don't live this way. So we have to make an effort.
Unfortunately, we have actually sitting in front of a laptop.
Exactly.
Integrated to our health, to our day.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're not going to change that.
Yeah.
So what do we do instead?
Yeah.
We allocate 1 hour a day, which is 4%. 4% of your day is nothing.
Yeah.
To start your day with a workout, I always say start your day with a workout. Don't end your day with a workout.
Yeah.
Because that rush of energy, those endorphins, we need them in the morning to give us the right flow. We don't need them before we go to sleep.
Yeah.
But if you absolutely don't have time, then better something than nothing.
Something than nothing, yeah.
So movement twice a week is not enough. So people that say, I work out twice a week, I'm like, great. I don't mean to demotivate you.
Yeah.
But you need to be moving an hour, I would say at least 4 to 5 times a day. Do I mean being at the gym?
4 to 5 times a week.
4 to 5 times a week.
4 to 5 times.
No, sorry. 4 to 5 times a week. Do I mean being at the gym and doing strength training 5 times a week? No, you don't need more than 3 times a week of strength training.
Yeah.
But those other 2 times is an hour walk, a Pilates class, something, movement.
Exactly, yeah. And something you enjoy. That's what I realized, in the beginning when it's not like I was, I didn't grow up in high school being the first in the sports club or the first person in the gym. I was always like the lazy one who was trying to find a reason with the sports teacher of why I can't. Period was one of them. After telling him 3rd time period per month, he's like, are you sure? So it's not like I was born athletic. Some people are, or it's not like I was born to a family where we're all athletes. No. So I remember when I was in my 20s, even I would say 24, 25. Before that, I was very much into yoga. But after that, I decided to climb a mountain. Wow. So in Kyrgyzstan, it was a bit crazy. I have no idea what made me do it. But it was an experience of a lifetime. You would reach your limit physically and mentally. But before that, how I got myself to, I said, okay, Nadine, 4 to 5 times a week, 1 hour. That's it. 1 hour. I'll wear my gym clothes. I'll go to the gym. 1 hour of your full day. How hard could it be? Yeah. This is how I started. And then I'm like, okay, do something you like. And then I would do yoga or I liked strength training. I like strength training a lot. I feel like it emotionally makes me feel good. And I was doing strength training, and then now I'm like, I want to try something new. I started kickboxing, which is very nice. But like if you have anger, it comes out. But eventually, it became part of my life. Even though I'm not an athlete, far from it. I won't climb a mountain again. I did reach my limit in that. But if I don't put this in my everyday, not even every day. I have 3 days recovery. I recover, not move. I don't feel emotionally.
Yeah, you feel
well.
Something is off.
Yeah,
definitely.
Emotionally, I'm not well. Forget muscle building, thin. I want to exercise. No. Emotionally, I'm not well. It becomes really one of your pillars. I completely agree. And I mean, my point here was more of like, it's not 0 or 100. You
Of
don't need to
course.
be somebody who's like, I'm at the gym all the time.
At all.
Or somebody who's like sedentary and doesn't move. You really can find the balance that works for you.
100%. 100%.
So what's the last pillar?
2 last pillars.
2. Okay.
2 last pillars is toxins, endocrine disrupting chemicals.
This one I'm learning new.
Yes.
I think it's still, people are learning about it.
Yeah, big time. So what are endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs? They are the BPA, the phthalates, the triclosan, all of these chemicals found in our daily life. In our plastic bottles, in our shampoos, conditioners, deodorant, in our pots and pans, in our kitchen utensils, in our cutting boards, in the candles that you light on a daily in your house. All of these things are endocrine disrupting chemicals.
And just to put it in simple words, just because I don't eat it and it's not inside my body,
Still,
it's just on the outer layer, it doesn't mean that it doesn't go in.
big time it does.
Okay.
Big time it does. العالم كتير بيستخفوا بهالimportance in health. إنه بيفكروا طب خلص إنه I'm eating right. There was a health coach actually that we graduated at the same time. And she lives in New York, and she was treating busy men, consultants, etc., with their immunity. Towards the middle of the program, one of her clients was not excelling on the right path, the way he should. So she suggested if she can actually like check out his kitchen and go to his house, like, are the ingredients you're getting like right? Maybe there's a lot of hidden sugars. She found that all the food ingredients were spot on. But the pans that he was using was all non-stick and scratched, right? The Teflon.
Yes.
And the utensils. And she's like, this is what is making you sick. When you cook an egg on such a pan, you can see like with a microscope, those little microplastic particles, over 25,000 microplastic particles get leaked into your food within the first 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So imagine.
Okay, I need to change my pants.
Really?
So how do you decide what pan to get?
Stainless steel.
Okay.
Just basically non-stick. Stainless steel, glass, Pyrex is great. Ceramic is great. Cast iron is great.
Okay.
So stick to those and just stay away from the Teflon non-stick ones.
Okay.
Even your spatulas, and like if you find like black spatulas that we've all seen, like the plastic ones, switch to stainless steel. Or
Your cutting board.
Yeah.
So I have a wood one.
Good.
Is that good? Huh?
Good. And preferably bamboo.
Okay.
It's a good type of wood لأنه ما
Okay.
بتشرب.
Okay.
Okay. بس هلا actually I'm exploring titanium stainless steel cutting boards. Even cleaner, even healthier.
Yeah. And then especially the cleaning toxic.
Yes, of course, the detergent.
Ones.
So we have to remove the notion from our head that we need chemicals تنعقم البيت. غلط. أول شيء أكتر شيء اللي بيعقم البيت هو الوايت فينيجر.
Exactly. It's so funny. I'm فينك تحطي white vinegar لأي
صح.
شيء.
صح. بس بفهم إنه الناس ما عبالهم بيتهم إنه تكون الريحة مثل السلطة يعني. فإنه fine. So yes, I mean there are so many brands here even in Dubai and in Saudi that are just green and non-toxic and does the job well.
I use Kima. I really like them. KYMA. And it's very, you get the bottle and then it's tablet. So you just put the tablet, you refill. So you don't even need to get the same bottle all the time.
Yeah.
I started it 2-3 months ago and I'm very, very happy. And because you think مثل ما قلتي إنه بتفكري ما رح تنظف. But no, the house is very clean, smells nice, and no toxins.
Exactly, 100%.
And
the last one is stress. So it's your mental health, your anxiety, your fight or flight mode. It's stress, like as important as everything else.
One thing I've realized, I think people know what they need to do. I think we have enough information out there, or you have the Instagrams, the TikToks, you can Google things, you can read articles. I think people sort of know. Of course, you need your coach to tell you, based on your, what do you need to adjust. But in general, these 7 pillars, I think they are core. And these 7 pillars, we know on a high level what needs to be done. But you, of course, based on what you're going through at that time, be it PCOS, fertility, gut issues, rashes, you adjust different, thyroid, for example, you adjust differently. But the human, behavior is very, very hard to, even gym memberships, we talk about gym memberships, 90% of gym membership people actually don't go to it. What is key in terms of getting this mindset of like, I will invest in myself.
Yes.
I will do things in today that maybe are not very easy to do, because I want to invest in my future. Mm-hmm. How? Because I've seen it with your clients. You make them make them commit to their journey.
Yes.
I 100% believe that also the person that's coming in, they are committing to it because there's something in their life that they feel they're committed. But I do feel always you need that extra kick. What do you do? What is your secret?
My secret, wow, it's a lot. And I'm honestly going to share it because I don't gatekeep. So this is it. Number one, imagine, I don't do one-time sessions. I don't believe in them.
Yes.
Imagine.
You can't change in one time.
Imagine you come to me as a client and I talk to you about the 7 pillars.
Yeah.
And many other things that you're supposed to change.
Yeah.
You're going to leave my office. Your head is like this.
Yeah.
You are so overwhelmed. You're like, how am I going to do all this?
Yeah.
And you're going to say, sorry, screw this. I'm going back to living my natural life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I offer 3-month individualized one-to-one programs. I will be offering group coaching programs in the future, but it is all for more than just a 1-session basis. Currently, it's 10 sessions, meaning I see my client for the first 2 months every week. I see her sometimes an hour the 1 week, and then sometimes for a quick 15-20 minute follow-up. But I'm holding her accountable every week. And
accountability.
Exactly. To reach the point where you can say, I am genuinely, truly healthy because I've tackled these 7 pillars. It takes baby steps. You can't overnight sleep 7 hours, drink 2.5 liters of water, stop all this, stop the inflammation. Whoa,
actually,
it's like
you might do it.
But
1 week.
1 week, and then you're done.
And then you're like,
and you're done. This is too hard.
I can't do it.
Exactly.
I mean, like all diets, right?
Like everything.
I mean, I've done this whole era of times of yo-yo dieting. For 1 week you're so proud,
and then spot on, and then you're done.
Yeah,
because it takes a lot of effort. So in my program, I'm holding my client's hand. I'm walking them through it, baby steps. All I want you to do this week is to tackle this thing. I would give you maybe 2 goals to tackle this week.
Yeah.
You do it, and you're loving the feeling and you feel that it's become like second nature to you, we tackle another goal. We get to a session where you're not there yet, fine. I'm going to navigate with you. Why aren't you there yet? What are you finding difficult? So also in my program, I provide my clients with recipes because I need 80 to 90% of the food that you're going to eat in this 3-month program to be home cooked food.
Okay.
Even though we have a lot of healthy, great restaurants, we cannot rely on them. You need to know the ingredients that are going into your food. And actually, there's a joy in cooking. But even
what if your client doesn't know how to cook?
But I didn't know how to boil an egg 10 years ago.
So there is hope.
There's hope. I swear I didn't know how to boil an egg. And when you see my recipes, 20 minutes in the kitchen, so clear, so concise. I understand maybe some people don't have time to cook and they'll give it to a nanny or a helper. It's even clear enough for her to understand it.
Yeah.
But at least you are the one who bought the ingredients. So you know the oils and everything that are going into your food. That's 2. 3. They send me pictures of their meals daily. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's why I don't know if you've been hearing the vibrations, but it hasn't stopped.
They're having their breakfast.
Literally, everyone's having their breakfast. Everyone's having their So I'm with them every day. Fix this, remove this. This is great. Motivation. I'm there.
And you think 3 months?
3 months is enough. 3 months is really enough for
change
someone.
Habits.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And even before I get started with a client, the amount of info I ask them to provide me. So I see what I'm dealing with. So I create this customized bio-individual program for them. I mean, without going into details, but I mean, I ask them to send me pictures of their food before we start, just so I know what I'm dealing with. Am I dealing with a fried chicken girl, or am I dealing with like avocado toast? So
it
just so I know.
Enough, girl.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's a lot, and they provide me with the Valio Health blood test.
Yes, exactly.
Which is very important. They do it twice in a month, so because there's like the different hormones, progesterone and estradiol and etc., based on where you are in your cycle. So with your blood test, I will supplement correctly.
Third, do you think supplements is a big part of your?
Okay. It is. Supplements are very essential because honestly, Nadine, we have to call a spade. A green apple today in 2024
is not a green apple.
Is not a green apple the way it used to be in the 80s and 90s. Our soil, the amount of nutrients, amount of vitamins in our food is just not the same. Even if it's organic.
Yeah.
We still need to supplement. And are we supplementing with 20 pills and pill popping a day? Absolutely not. Maybe the most time in my life where I took the most amount of supplements when me 7 years ago did this whole change. And the first 2 months, yes, I was on a lot. But then after 2 months, and now I take 5 supplements a day. So I don't feel it whatsoever. And I alternate and I cycle and I switch. So so I ask for the blood test, I ask for pictures, I ask for just basically a lot of info. Even sometimes I ask for the like blood glucose to see their sugar levels, because we know that insulin is the biggest driver to many. Not just diabetes, to hormones, to everything.
Insulin and inflammation. Or are they related?
They are related. Big time they're related. So I get all that info and then I formulate the 3-month program to them. And then I say, okay, this week I'm just going to tackle this with her. And then I'm going to deep dive into hormone health, gut health, if she has a thyroid issue. So I'll categorize them into the different sessions. And by the end of the program, she could easily say, all right, this has...
I've learned.
Yeah. Okay. And I teach my clients. So I don't just come and say, all right, I want you to cut off gluten, dairy, and sugar and come back to me in a week. Why am I cutting off gluten, dairy, and sugar? So I sit with them to say, why dairy? Why is dairy such an inflammatory? Why gluten? What it does to your gut lining? So they're convinced. I show them slides. I'm really like... very informative. لأنه I feel the only way a person can change is لما هن يكونوا مقتنعين.
صح.
مش إنه بس جاي ربع ساعة.
وعم بيفهموا ليش.
صح، عم بكتب لهم روشتة يلا وقفي هولي ورجعي لي. So كل هولي بيتغيروا. We tackle the 7 pillars together always. يعني مثلا إنه okay, so today you're just going to cut out these foods, you're going to incorporate these, but I also want you to be doing your daily affirmations. I also want you to be exploring meditation. I also want you to be doing some breath work. So hand in hand, she's tackling her stress, her mental health, and the food that she's eating, so she starts feeling better.
It's so funny. I've seen there's this I don't know her account on Instagram. This mother, she's in the States, she has like 3 kids. And every time she comes out, you know, her hair is all like not brushed up. Maybe you know her. ما عم بتذكر الاسم بس. And then she's like, oh, today I have to have, you know, this much protein, but I can't have this. And then I need to have all this. And then I need to journal. And then I need to, you know. And then, you know, when I was looking at that, I was laughing so much because, you know, how much can we do?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, how much can we do? How do you find that balance? Because... And, you know, I've seen you've also spoken about it, especially with Instagram. We do this like, oh, my daily routine. I woke up at 4 a.m. And, you know, you mentioned also
just don't
like...
sleep. Why to wake up at 4? Don't sleep.
And then like, for example, as a founder, you know, I like to Google CEO routines or, you know, founder routines. كل واحد بفيق 2 الصبح. I'm like, I can't do this. I need to sleep my 8 hours, you know. But, you know... How do you find that balance? Like, what is your, I would say, okay, let's take Danya in a day, okay? You're not having a good day.
Not having a good day.
Yeah. You're not having a good day. You're tired. You didn't sleep well for some reason, even though you slept at the right time, you know? And what will be your, you know,
typical not good day.
Your typical not good day, but I want to ask what would be the things that you will definitely not skip?
Okay, good. So before I say that, I do want to say something. When wellness becomes an obsession, it is no longer wellness.
Very beautifully said.
Always remember that.
Beautifully said.
And if I see my clients telling me, Danya, I did this and this and this, but I forgot this. Oh my God, did I screw it up? I'm like, whoa. All right, we need to like rewind.
Yeah.
Life is not perfect. Nobody expects robots. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days where I'm on point doing everything, and days where I really don't want to. But there are some things that I will not skip. And that's fine. That's fine. As long as your life is 80 to 90% healthy and on point, and you're doing your wellness routines that make you feel good, you have 10 to 20% room for a day of doing nothing, a day of sitting in bed, a day of having your indulgence meal guilt-free.
Yeah.
What are the things that I don't skip? I don't skip my lemon water and Celtic salt in the morning, no matter
Very nice.
what.
That's the first thing you...
First thing.
Okay.
If I skip it, I feel dehydrated. I'm not myself.
So water, drops of lemon, salt under your tongue.
Or salt in the water.
All the water, yeah.
Okay? Not just a glass.
Lemon, water, salt.
That's
How
it.
easy
How
could it
easy. How easy.
Yeah.
And warm water, not room temperature.
Yeah.
Super easy, okay? I currently don't skip on my glutathione. I mean, I just think it's one of the greatest supplements out there. Master antioxidant. Makes me feel good no matter what I'm going through. So I take my glutathione, especially on an empty stomach. It's great.
We have actually on Valio, we have the IVs.
Yeah?
Very popular.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I need to try it.
So yeah, I'll definitely try it. Thank you. So I don't skip my glutathione, and then even on my bad days, I will not skip moving my body. Because I've realized, so I force myself to rest 2 days a week, and on those rest days, I see a drop in my energy. I see that my mood is not as good as it would be if I started my day with movement. So even if I'm lazy, you can go for a walk.
Yeah.
You can go for a walk. I'm not saying to go to the gym.
Actually, if I'm not in a good mood, and a good podcast.
Yes.
And just walking. And no sense of that I'm going to walk 5 kilometers. Just walking.
Exactly. Just walking.
It does wonders.
Exactly. It does wonders. And I would never skip on basically meals.
Just healthy.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people say, I skip my lunch, I skip my breakfast, whatever. If you want to skip dinner, that's fine. But as long as you ate a very good breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
Women in their fertile years, if they intermittent fast and go long hours without food, that's actually putting their body in overdrive. That's increasing their cortisol, their stress hormone, and that's عم تعكس عليهم basically. And it's going against what their body needs and their hormones. So even if I don't feel like eating, because I'm the type where if I'm upset or whatever, I'll just have something really small, just high in protein at least, just to get my body going. And then for the people that are emotional eaters, just regroup, ground yourself, and say to yourself, all right, if I want to have an indulgence meal, I can.
Yes.
It's not the end of the world.
Yes.
I'm not going to beat myself up for it. But after I finish that meal ends. When I get off the table, that food that I still want to eat
don't carry it with you.
Exactly. It's still going to be there next week.
Yeah.
It's still going to be there in a few days.
Yeah.
But if you continue on this cycle, then you're just getting back into this rabbit hole.
I think, Danya, you said something about if wellness becomes obsession, it's not wellness anymore.
Yeah.
And I do think, I mean, I can say 2-3 years of my life, wellness had become an obsession. From the, I ate something that might have had some sugar in it, or I didn't go for my class that I booked. I'm lazy. I'm just looking at the I tried to do all these cookies with no sugar, failed miserably, or like basically had a tough week at work, but will still wake up 7 a.m. to do a CrossFit class. Now I had a tough week. I will sleep in.
Listen to your body.
I feel like a chocolate cake.
I will
eat it.
Have it.
But I will not carry it with me.
Of course.
That's it. Like, it's gone. It's gone. It's, I ate it. I enjoyed it. It's out.
Of course.
I'm hungry. I eat.
Of course.
I'm not hungry. I'll eat a bit.
Just exactly.
But there's no any kind of like... I think it's very unhealthy to put this... I would say like this person above you.
Yes.
Like giving you orders of how things should be.
Yes.
You decide how things should be.
Yes. And your body talks to you.
100%.
I always say that.
100%.
So if your body liked the way you were treating it, you're going to have good energy. You're not going to feel bloated. You're not going to have indigestion. You're not going to have hormonal imbalances.
Yes.
You're going to sleep well. That is the biggest proof that your body is happy.
Yeah.
But the second all those symptoms come back and worse, it's your body telling you, I don't like the way you're treating me. لا مش حظك هيك. لا مش أنا بس جسمي هيك. لا يا الله ما لازم. مش my genes ومش لازم روح عند الحكيم. أكيد لازم تروحي عند الحكيم. بس قصدي مش يعني I just have to just put any medication as a masking tape to what's going on with me. No. Treat the root cause. Why is this happening to you in the first place? Medicine is great. But medicine doesn't fix the root cause.
Yeah. 100%. I completely agree that your body talks to you. And then usually, بتقولي اشتهيت لهالشغلة, or I feel like, usually let's say if I say I feel like eating salmon, it's like, okay, there's omega fish oil missing, your actual body tells you. Your iron is low, you start wanting some meat or something,
Of course. If you have a headache here, for example, or you're craving salty food, this is dehydration.
Yes, 100%.
Many things of what you feel, if someone is craving salty, if someone is craving sweet, actually it's نقص certain nutrients, vitamins. That's why your blood test is excellent. I would say every woman should do her full panel blood test
100%.
once to twice a year. Every 6 months is great, once a year if not. But this really...
And optimal levels. I think this is key. You can go a lot and say, oh, this is normal, but you don't want normal. You didn't come to this life to live in the normal. You came to this life to live optimal. And you want to be optimal, I think, Danya, I can speak hours for you. But thank you so much. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it too. Thank you.